Hi, everybody. I want to go back to 1997 just for a moment when I actually started this program. I had a client named Gary who was the sales VP of a major insurance agency in the city, in San Francisco. He was tearing his hair out because he kept hiring salespeople, sales agents, and firing them. I remember he said something very funny to me. Well, maybe it was funny. Not to him, it wasn't very funny. He said, you know, the process of trying to find good salespeople isn't any more pleasurable than going to the dentist for a root canal. And I said to him, well, you're in the right place because you're about to start this program. So how many of you here have ever hired a salesperson that didn't turn out? Most of us. So what we're going to do is to figure out why that keeps happening. And to accomplish that, I would like to ask you 3 questions. Here's the first one. How important is hiring the right salesperson to your personal success and the success of your company on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 means it's not important, 10 means it's critically important. What's the number for you? 10, of course, absolutely. Now here's another interesting question. How accurate do you think the typical one-on-one interview actually is in finding or hiring the right person? How accurate? Scale of 0 to 100%. 0. Well, you know, it isn't quite that bad. It's actually based on statistics from the Society of Human Resource Management. It's actually 50% to 61 at best. It's 50 to 61 at best. Third question. If we were all going to interview Eamon, that all of you here, for a particular sales position, by the time we were done, how many different evaluations of his competency do you think we would have? There's 20 people in this room right now. 20. What's wrong with this picture? What's the irony here? If hiring is the most important thing that you can do to be successful and for your company's success, but it's only 50% accurate, we're in trouble. Let me give you a couple of examples. Let's imagine that you walk into your accounting department and the gal in AP, accounts payable, is sending out checks that are only 50% correct. What if in your fulfillment center, the guys loading the trucks are only filling the orders 50% correctly? Or the guys in IT who are developing a brand new app that's supposed to make them millions of dollars, the code is only 50% right. What would happen to your company? You'd be out of business. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the hiring process in all organizations is the most random process that there is. Now, it's even worse when we go to hire salespeople, because salespeople are different, and I'm about to show you how. Let's step inside the Acme company and meet Frank and Bill. Frank is a sales manager. He's just hired Bill. Frank has given him his instructions, he's given him his goals, expectations, and told him what he needs him to do to be successful. But Bill, in order to meet his quota, has 6 different challenges that he's going to have to overcome. Number 1, competition. So Bill goes out, he meets with a prospect, and there are 3 other salespeople banging on the door, vying for the same business. Number 2, he gets rejected. Poor Bill. He gets rejected 80% of the time whenever he makes a call to a prospect. The prospect is either rude, hostile, hangs up, or says, no, I'm not interested. I hate when that happens. Third, he has to take care of timing. Today, in this marketplace, most buyers are actually doing research online, and as a result, they already know half of what Bill's going to tell him in the first place. So they're way ahead of the game before he ever reaches into the sales process. Hostility is one of the ones that I mentioned as well. And there's a few others along that line. And so what happens for a salesperson is they're confronted with challenges that nobody else is. I'll give you an example. Joan was also in the Acme company, and she's down the hall in the operations department. She was just hired as the operations manager. Now, her manager also gave her a set of instructions to be successful, told her to follow certain guidelines, certain procedures and policies. But nobody in that company ever gets in her way of being successful. Except maybe, from time to time, office equipment might break down, but it never fights back, and it never bites back. She has a team of people that she can rely on to help her with projects. And she certainly has absolutely no competition. Nobody is trying to take her job away from her or get in her way of accomplishing her goals. So our salespeople are very different. And my question to all of you is, do you have the capability to recognize that star who can persevere in the face of adversity? This program we're about to embark on today is all about helping you find that individual, that star who can persevere in the face of adversity. That is your needle in the haystack that you want to hire. They're your A players. So let's get started.